At this point, it feels so weird not to have anything on the bottom right of the screen telling us about character stories. Hey everybody, welcome back to more Triangle Strategy. I'm SlayerMathis, and last time we finished off the last of the character stories that were introducing us to the end game, and this time we are finally advancing the story after a long time of not doing that. So, let's do that.
The coronation ceremony. Certainly there are more important matters to focus on right now.
A coronation is important to assuage the people's fears and restore their faith, besides which it is the royalists' most fervent wish. A kingdom is only truly as strong as people believe it to be, and right now the world believes Glenbrook weak. The ceremony will be a display to the contrary.
Is this truly the remedy our situation calls for? Right now I imagine the people care only for where their next hot meal will come from.
Rest assured, sire, House Wolford will see your subjects shan't go hungry. But trust me when I say nothing will hasten Glenbrook's return to her former glory so much as announcing the return of Regna's rightful heir. To win your subjects' hearts, you need do nothing but ascend to your position upon the throne.
You mean sit my royal backside on a fancy chair?
In a manner of speaking. A king's duty is first and foremost serving as his kingdom's symbol. You needn't trouble yourself with day-to-day governance. We will assume that burden. After all, you have only just been crowned.
There will be no ceremony. The people will tell us what they need, and you will listen to them, Patriatte. That is my command.
As you wish, King Roland.
How fare things, Suette? Have the relief supplies been given to those who need it?
Well, we had received a sizable shipment of goods from Hyzant, but there are complaints. It seems very few of those goods have made it into the hands of the people.
And why is that?
We aren't certain, though apparently Patriatte and the Royalists involve themselves with the distribution.
Damn those Royalists! They cannot be left to their own devices.
In a way, I get where Patriatte's coming from in terms of the coronation ceremony. It kind of brings the people to somewhat of a sense of normalcy. But at the same time, I mean, there's also that lot of other places that those funds could go to. So, you win some, you lose some.
There are more who accepted Esfrost's rule than I imagined.
Glenbrook's history is long. Yet, that is why hierarchy and precedent hold sway. This is a stubborn land, my lady, not given to easy change. Though Archduke Gustadolf, acting in the name of freedom, granted privilege after privilege to the powerful. For people used to Glenbrook's rigid customs, I suppose that sort of change must have been too seductive to resist.
Perhaps, but his freedom was naught but greed and cruelty.
Lady Frederica, I've been searching everywhere for you.
A Wolfort messenger! Did you run all this way? What's happened?
My lady, I hail from Castle Wolford, bearing tidings of Lord Simo.
Has he awakened?
He has. He is in high spirits and recovering well. And he is most pleased to hear of the capital's recapture. He bids you visit Castle Wolford so he can honor you himself.
Oh, I must bring these glad tidings to Serenoa at once. How long it has been since I've seen him smile.
There is one more bit of news I have for you, my lady, but it is not so happy.
Is there some sort of trouble in the Wolford domain?
Bandits are laying waste to the Rosellan village. To our shame, Castle Wolfort does not have enough soldiers to stop this. We would beg Lord Serenoa's wisdom in this matter.
The enemy must be powerful indeed. We cannot leave the Rosellan village defenseless.
Let us inform the others. Messenger, with us.
Well, well. Things are about to get interesting.
You are definitely right about that, Milo. Things are going to get very, very, very interesting. Let's see exactly how.
Thank you all for helping to determine the extent of the damage to the capital. This information will be invaluable as we proceed with reconstruction. There is also happy word from Castle Wolfort. My Lord Father is awake. They say he is recovering apace and is already up and walking.
Those are glad tidings indeed.
He says he would like to see us and hear of all that has passed while he was taken ill.
Then what are we waiting for? I'll saddle the horses.
Would that we could depart at once, but the messenger brought another piece of news.
Bandits plague the outskirts of the Rosellan village.
Jerome and his folk are there. They can handle a few mangy thieves, surely.
Not according to the messenger. The bandits are proving a formidable foe.
Which is why they have asked us for aid.
Apologies for my tardiness. It's sudden, I know, but I must ask you a favor.
What is it?
I suspect Patriatte and his royalists of filching relief supplies.
We've no proof it's them, but the fact remains. The people in most need of those goods are not receiving them.
The matter warrants investigating at the very least, and I would ask for Wolfort's assistance.
I see. Well, we were just discussing what we ought to do next. Allow me to explain the 3 courses of action before us. 1. Return to Castle Wolfort as my Lord Father requests. 2. Defend the Rosellan village from bandits. Or 3. Remain in the capital to investigate the royalists.
Lord Simon has recovered. What splendid news. If I could only go to him myself and thank him for all House Wolfort has done. But I cannot leave the capital in the throes of a possible scandal. Too many hold the royal family in contempt as it is.
That may be the case, but now that Lord Simon has awoken, someone must make sure he is healthy and apprise him of recent events. I would go to Castle Wolfort, Lord Serenoa, if it pleases you.
My heart breaks for the Rosellan village. Let me go to its defense, even if I must go alone.
I cannot allow that. It's far too dangerous a task for one person.
Well, I would have the Wolfort soldiers with me, of course. Besides, do you recall our first meeting?
Of course I do. You were being assailed by rogues at the port.
If you hadn't been there, who knows what would have become of me. But I am not as weak now as I was then. I am stronger, enough that I shall bring no dishonor to House Wolfort's name. My lord, have faith in me. Let me do this.
Very well.
It seems best that Benedict, Frederica, and I each attend to these pressing matters, separately.
Indeed, but the rest of us cannot be in 3 places at once. We can only choose one path to take. Bring the scales of conviction.
I cannot help but feel restless. We reclaimed the Crown City and have already begun restoration of efforts. There should be no question as to what needs to be done here. Yet something has me unsettled. This is the reason why the character stories only involve Huet, Gila, Eridor, and Anna. And Serenoa. There are 2 points in the story where there will be people leaving your party. This is the first of those. no matter what you choose, Benedict will go to Wolfort, Roland will stay in the Crown City, and Frederica will go to the Rosellan village, and they will be gone from your party. This is also a point where, depending on your choice, you will get one of 4 new party members. Yes, 4, even though there are only 3 choices. Travel through no matter what happens before the story, remaining in the Crown City and returning to Wolfort will get you the exact same person. However, depending on how you treated the Rosellan village back in Chapter 11, whether you decided to let them be delivered to Hyzant or you defended them, that will actually get you a different person to be recruited of, let's be honest, we already know who it is, between Travis and Trish. Of course, I will be showing both of those at a later point in time, but for this first playthrough, well, since the Rosellan village has 2 options, that leaves that one off the table. And the reason I'm not returning to Wolfort is because returning to Wolfort is part of the best ending, the one that you have to do specific things in order to get to. So, I will return to Wolfort on my last playthrough. However, for now, we will end up remaining in the Crown City, but of course we've got some exploration that we can do. So yes, again, going to Wolfort, you will get a character, and that is progressing towards the best path. Traveling to Rosellan Village will get you one of 2 characters. Yes, you do have to do multiple playthroughs in order to get both of those. I mean, you have to get 4 playthroughs minimum in order to get every character. Turning the Crown City, or remaining in the Crown City, gets you a 3rd character. I must admit, I'm deeply fascinated by you, Lord Serenoa. A lord turned saint who won back his kingdom from his frosty clutches and saw the prince back to his throne. I can only wonder how your people will welcome such a hero home. Pray, allow you to accompany my lord. If we go to Wolfort, I suppose Milo will be coming with me. So yes, we will recruit Milo full-time if we return to Wolfort. Our salt reserves are running low. Let's restore trade with Hyzant as soon as possible. It's one of the Saintly 7. Isn't there anything you can do? Yeah, let's share Wolfort's stores. I think that's fair. Thank you, sir. The people will be ever so grateful. But if you wouldn't mind to keep this a secret from His Majesty, and he is this for the sake of the kingdom, I know Roland wouldn't mind in the least. Yes, sir. You've put my mind at ease, Lord Wolfort. I cannot thank you enough. Always good to boost up those convictions at least a little bit. Right along, we got this guy. To think King Roland was alive all this time. Yours is my utmost respect for helping me reclaim the capital. My allegiance to the royal family shall not waver, not now or ever. And there's a shiny over here. Or is that just a butterfly? I think it was just a butterfly. Fantastic. I look like a fool now. I always look like a fool, but you know. We were downright cowards under Esfrost's rule, but hearing stories of House Wolfort's courage in reclaiming the capital has inspired us to do better. That's the thought that counts, I guess. Lord Serenoa, I've heard great things about you. You appointed one of the Saintly 7 and even demonstrated your prowess as Lord of a high house in battle. How should we royalists address you from now on? Don't. I heard some bandits were spotted in the outskirts of Rosellan village. Rumor has it they're led by some father and daughter duo. What were their names again? Father and daughter, that sounds like Travis and Trish. What could they be after? So again, like I mentioned, you will get one of either Travis or Trish, depending on what you did with the Rosellan village. As we are right now, since we saved the Rosellan, we will get Trish. If we delivered the Roselle to Hyzant, we would get Travis. But of course, we're not getting either of them in this playthrough. We are getting whoever it is that we get for remaining in the Crown City. Of course, I don't know who it actually is, but, you know. And, oh, the cat that's usually back here is gone. That's a shame. Such a shiny. Some superior stone. Very fancy. Superior timber. We're just stealing from that tree. Which I assume is... yeah, it's a full tree. It's just, you know... so that our vision isn't obfuscated. We royalists, along with Minister Patriatte himself, are helping rebuild the capital. We must reverse all the changes that Esros has wrought and see the Crown City back to its former glory. I know there are many problems facing the king now, but us royalists are more than happy to take care of everything. Yeah. Just help it together. We'd be honored to, my lord. Together, I'm sure this kingdom will thrive like never before. By the way, if there's anything House Wolford needs, simply say the word. Just between you and me, us royalists have our getting our hands on certain things. Enough. Say this only once. King Roland will not tolerate insult of injustice, even from royalists. A new king sits upon the throne now. Things will not be as they once were. I shall take your words to heart. Better, or I'll beat you up with a stick. With some metal attached to a stick. It's just a sword. I'm going to stab you. Probably not. That would be very bad for morale if the, to use Game of Thrones terms, Hand of the King just stabbed the nobles in the face with a sword. So, yeah. Let's just go and return inside, and again, we will be remaining in the Crown City. Also, if I want to show something else. The steward of House Wolford. It is my duty to let Lord Simon know what happened while he was ill. He's already chosen a path. You cannot convince Frederica, Roland, or Benedict. Everyone else is fair game. The Crown City's finally back in Glenbrook's hands, but my work's far from over. Well, what do you think we should go from here, lad? Again, we're staying in the Crown City. And I don't think we want to even mention fighting. I think we want to help recovery. We want to help His Majesty shoulder the burden, I see. You're a good friend, lad. You're a great lord, if I do say so myself. I think it's a fine reason to want to stay.
Lord Serenoa.
Finally managed to rally the Frosty forces from the capital. But it seems our busy days are not over yet. Now we must decide which issue requires our attention most. You'd have us investigate the royalists, my lord? I don't think the royalists are helping at all. The royalists hid in the shadows during the Frost's occupation. I mean, imagine how they use the capital's reclamation to their advantage. We must ensure that the Crown City does not fall prey to anyone else's wiles. But the royalists are cunning. One wrong move and we may find ourselves ensnared in their political warfare. As the last remaining high house, I think it reasonable we stay in the Crown City, and yet... Patriatte? Oh wait, no, we're not talking to you either way. We're not talking other things. A little bit of fiber as well. Just a wee bit of fiber. Just zoom around, make sure I'm not missing anything.
Yes?
Things are slowly settling down in the capital. Right now would be the perfect time to pay the Rosellan village a visit. The rumors of bandits are clearly troubling her. Perhaps you could help put her mind at ease. You would like to help His Majesty investigate the royalists, I see. Is the issue such a pressing one? Yeah. Don't leave them alone. I suppose the people aren't exactly welcoming back with open arms after all that's happened. Now the royalists may even be adding oil to the fire. Indeed, it may be unwise to leave His Majesty alone.
I don't
good
know
friend, Lord
what to
Serenoa.
do.
I think the Crown City is also in dire need of our attention. Just to show the other ones, the rumors of bandits are true, then Jerome and the others might be in danger. We must go to the village and see how my people are faring. And just the last thing. I'll remain here in the capital, but you needn't worry about me. You must decide where you need to be, friend. We have already decided that the plan is to stay in the capital.
It is time to cast our votes. We have 3 options before us. Return to the Wolfort domain, depart to the Rosellan village, or stay in the capital. Approach the scales of conviction with your token at the ready.
Of course, Roland, Frederick... that's also a reason why Roland, Benedict, and Frederica always go first. Because they have these options. They have, again, 2 cases where they will not be able to be convinced off of their path.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Alright, so Gila has agreed to go with us.
You have my vote.
And Anna has agreed to go with us. Patriatte, we already know, is with us because she always protects Roland. And Eridor.
You won me over.
Alright. So we got as close to unanimous as possible with this vote in particular.
The scales of conviction will illuminate the path we've chosen.
We did have one unanimous vote with the decision to go to Hyzant initially, and I think actually even turning Sorceley in, I think was unanimous.
The way forward is decided. We remain in the capital with Roland and investigate the truth behind the Royalist plot. I shall remain in the capital and help King Roland investigate the Royalists.
I'm in your debt, my friend. Having you by my side is a tremendous boon.
Then I shall venture to the Wolford domain and make our report to Lord Simon in your stead.
And I shall see to the Rosellen village. I shan't be gone long, worry not.
Then this is farewell for now. Frederica, Benedict, until our reunion in the capital.
And again, Benedict and Frederica probably leave the party. So was that a waste of the equipment on Frederica and Benedict? Technically, yeah. And I mean, you can see how long it takes me to save. But we'll just end this next cutscene thing before ending things off.
With peace tentatively restored to the Crown City, House Wolfort's members scatter to the far corners of the domain. Benedict returns to Castle Wolfort alone. Likewise, Frederica tends to her own in the Rosellen village. Serenoa and King Roland, meanwhile, begin investigating a cabal of royalists, bent on regaining their lost power and influence.
Why would you take what little aid the crown has given us? Have you no heart?
Watch your words. The royal family entrusted House Consor with the minutiae of daily governance, and our priorities have changed. These provisions were deployed without any care, and are to be collected and redistributed in line with the royal family's wishes.
But we've already eaten the food. Our children were starved, sir.
I accept your confession. You shall answer for the crime of embezzling from the crown.
You're not serious.
We're sorry.
Don't apologize to them, they're royalist scum. And they can't take away what they didn't give in the first place. We know Hyzant sent the provisions.
The boy's right. House Wolford arranged for them. You've no right to reclaim what you never owned in the first place.
You pathetic peasants. Do you not see that they are the root of your suffering?
I see it as thanks to them that you nobles still have a kingdom in which to parade around and lord your station over us.
Neither the Royalists nor the Crown have done aught to help us. You stood idle while Esfrost invaded us, while they ruled us with an iron fist.
She speaks true, and even worse, you nobles rushed to Gustadolf's side. Yet here you stand, with the gall to accuse us of crimes against the crown. You seek to hide your own treachery.
No.
I'd sooner bend the knee to Esfrost all over again than have a traitor to the crown darken my door.
Not content with embezzlement, you would add treason to your list of crimes. Crimes for which you shall now pay.
Ah!
Ah!
No!
Mom! Dad!
You fiend! There's nothing noble about you! We've suffered enough. It's time we fought to keep what's ours.
Kill every last one of these traitorous curs.
What do you think you're doing? Cease this madness at once, Patriatte! I beg you, calm yourselves!
It's Lord Wolford himself!
Why have you turned your weapon on the people? Explain yourself.
They are not our people. They are filthy insurrectionists who would overthrow the royal family.
Stay with me, please! Mother! Father!
So you commit murder in their name?
There are Frosty sympathizers in our midst who must be reminded of the royal family's primacy. I will not see the throne usurped again.
Man. Patriatte really just is the worst, but we'll hopefully be able to stop him being such a massive asshole next time. But until then, see you guys later.